class, I'm wrapping up this tutorial demonstration on how to do a two-fold brochure. This is where I left off from last time. If you remember this, I did 3 photographs here. I talked about getting photographs from Unsplash, Splash, Pixabay, and some other sources. Okay. Also be mindful of the fact that many of these photos, even if they're free, they will ask you to credit either the organization like Unsplash or the particular photographer. I think if you took these beautiful photos, you would like to be credited too, right? Okay, so here we go. This is where I was. Let's get rid of some of these lines. I'm going here to the lower left. I'm going to right click here and go from normal, which it is right now, to preview. So this is what we have in terms of type treatment. All right, now I want to go to where I'm at. I've worked with this a little bit. I told you I changed my mind a lot, and I was never quite happy with this, so let's go to the brochure where I'm at now, and here it is. All right, preview. All right, so here is Palm Springs Desert Gardens. Welcome to the Palm Springs Desert Gardens. You can see how I've changed it. One of the things I find when I'm working longer with something, I start styling the type a lot more. I start separating different aspects of the type. Welcome to the, I have it all in one size here. I change it to do 2 different sizes. Now again, I am using one font, and I really wish you would use one font too. Use one font with a big family. I'm using Myriad Pro, and this is the family. It's got about 30 or 40 members of this family. You should really learn how to design something with one font. Now, by one font, I don't mean 4 different members of a family. I don't mean light, bold, regular, and italic. You need something that's got all of these. You can get this particular font on your subscription to the Adobe Creative Cloud. And there are others too. I'm not saying you have to use Myriad Pro, but use something like this. And once again, sans serif fonts are more popular right now. All right, so I'm using this for everything. Right now, I'm just going to select this. You see up here it's 35 point, Myriad Pro condensed. Up here, it's semi-extended. Here, semi-bold, semi-extended. Okay, what is this? This is light. You might be shaking your head and saying, this is going to be a lot of work to be doing all of this. Yes, it is. Styling type, working in InDesign is a lot of work if you want to do a good job. I've spent extra time just looking at this, getting up, doing a few things, saving and putting it away. I'm pretty much happy with the way it is right now. All right. I also changed the color a little bit if you notice. Here it's just a tiny bit darker. Okay? Tiny bit. It's right up here. All right? Over here, I have it at 80%. Okay, let's do, let's go back over here. First one. Okay. And then here is the second one. Okay. All right, so this is what I have right now. I have the logo here. I have the www, the web address, and I put some address, phone number, and the website on here. Okay. I also took a map from Google. Be aware that for me to really finish this and to send it to the printer, I have to put a credit from Google here. Google is asking that they be credited on their maps. So in real small type, say 7 point, 6 point, you should put courtesy or something like that, courtesy of Google Maps. .com or whatever they are, their official title. And I'd have to find out. Again, this is a school project. I'm not going to do this right now. All right. But on a real project, yes, you need to do that now. Almost everything now needs to be credited. It's just the copyright laws keep changing and those requirements keep coming in. Okay? All right, let's see the back. What did I do on the back? Not much, but I decided that I love big areas of color. Okay, so this is going to go across two panels. This is the front panel here. This is the back panel. Take a piece of 8.5 by 11 and fold it. Label it front, back. Label the inside 1, 2, 3, and label this panel over here 4. So you get an idea of how this thing is going to fold. You need to know that so that when you do your storytelling, your story develops properly. Okay, so I did just a big splash of color here. I want that kind of continuity. It's my theory in design that you should not just insert color in one place or some sort of treatment and not do it any place else. I don't think that creates a well-integrated design. You want your design, whether it's a brochure or a 40-page booklet, you want the first cover and spread to relate to the back spread and the back cover. Everything should be in synchronicity. Everything should kind of dovetail and lock together and feel like it's all part of one publication. All right? Okay, so let's start with this. Front, back. Let's go into the inside right now. Let's get those lines on there. Here we go, to normal. All right. I've decided, looking at this, that I want a big photograph of the desert on top. So here it goes. Over on the left, go to your tools, go to the rectangle tool with the X on it, the rectangle frame tool. Click here on the bleed and pull. Okay. I'm going to guess about there. This is not quite right. I am going to put this down here for something later on. Anyway, so here's this. Now, if you noticed, over here this is my school. This is my, for this semester and this class. These are all my classes here. Week 8, we have the brochure. And I have a folder in here. And this is what I stress to all my students. Learn how to work. Part of it is to work efficiently, so you're not wasting your time. Put your time into creative time, not busy time. So here we go. PSDG brochure. PSDG, Palm Springs Desert Garden Brochure. These are my photos right here. These are my InDesign files, and these are my photos. And I have labeled them. Last time we talked about opening up a photograph, going to image, going to mode, making it CMYK, which is what I need to do here, and closing it. And yes, save. Okay, so that's one. Let's see if I did this. Actually, I thought I did that one. Let's try this one. Image mode, CMYK, yes. We'll find out if I did the rest of them properly, because it should tell me later on as far as mistakes go. Now, I have 8 photos here. I went through Unsplash, and really I'm happy with Unsplash. I looked for different photographs of different cactus around the world, and they have a great collection. So here it is right here. So I'm going to load these first 3 are right here. 1, 2, 3. This one will be my number 4, and I am calling it Wander Through. So let's place that, okay? I'm going to click on this, do Command D for place. Remember, file, and well, I told you I forget for some of these that are I use so often I do forget. It's right here, place, file, place, Command D. Please learn that. Command D. Okay, here we go. Wander through, open. There we go. Oh, it's too big. What can I do? Well, what I can do is go to Object, Fitting, Fit Frame Proportionately, and there we go. Okay? Now, some of these photos that I got, I photoshopped a little bit. This one was a little bit too light, so I added a little bit of richness. It was pretty flat, so I added a little bit of richness. In terms of, I don't know, and just in terms of anything copyright, if I violated anything in the copyright, I hope not. Okay, so here we go. Let's see, I can put my photos. I am staying with this theme of 3 photos. This has got a explore 3 ecosystems. There's 3 photos here, big photo here. I'm going to put 3 photos here. But right now, I want to put some text right here. Okay? Now, what I'd like you to do is just put in fake text. Okay? And here we go. Type tool. See where I did this line? I'm going to use that so that everything is even, and I'm going to go about this far from the edge right here. I'm going to do click, and I'm going to pull one big box. I'm holding down the mouse, click pull, and I'm going to visually kind of estimate on that side the same thing on this side. All right? Now, what I'm going to give you is a link for placing in your text. All right, and let's see, do I have that here? I better have that here. Text. All right. Okay, this is in the front. Okay, that's not exactly the text I want. What I want is text called ipsum lorem or lorem ipsum, one or the other. Now let's go online for that. Let's go to Safari. Doesn't matter which one. I get this. It's ipsum lorem or ipsum. Yeah, ipsum lorem generator right here. All right. So what you want is, I think it's this one right here. You can use. There's a lot of generators, but yes, this is the one I like. It's loremipsum.io. All right. Now, it'll just ask you right down here. This looks a little confusing. Don't worry about it. I estimate my brochure will have about 5 paragraphs, and that's about all I need. So don't go crazy. You can change this to anything you want. So what I'm going to do is just generate. Here we go. This now is 5 paragraphs. This is actually Latin. They used to call it Greeking. I have no idea why. But basically, I just refer to it as fake text for all we know. Unless you can read Latin, it pretty much is that. It does say something, by the way. Copy. All right. Now let's see if I did this right. Command V. There it is. It's that easy. Now, for headlines, for the front, no, don't do this. This is only for the inside and, well, the back side too. Let's do the back side right away. Okay, here's the back side. And I am going to, let's see, where should I'm not quite sure where I might change this here. Click, pull, let's go down here. I'm trying to line it up with this. I'm going to click on my ruler, pull this down so that I know when things line up. Maybe I'll line it up to this line, I don't know. Sometimes when you line everything up, it just looks, it looks too boxy and too lined up. So keep that in mind. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to now go, not the type tool, go to the selection tool. See this little box here? I hope you can see it. It's got a little red cross in it. Red box, red cross. This means there's extra text. Okay, there it is. This is hard to do, so just be patient. What you need is this. You need it so that it looks like this. It's on this little. It's a little hanger, and it's got this. Just what you see here. It's hard to explain. So now I'm going to scroll down, up, and now I'm going to go here. Okay. You don't want that. You don't want that link. You want that. Okay. And there we go. You know what? I think I did it wrong. Command Z. There we go. Yeah, I want it in my box. Okay, so there it is. It's hard. It's not really hard to do. It's just tricky to do. Okay, so here we go. I am going to style this type now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Clicked on it 5 times. Notice it clicks on that too. This is all now connected. I'm going to pick my font. Good old Myriad Pro. Myriad Pro. And all my Myriad Pros. Look at all these Myriad Pros. I want light. Myriad Pro light. There it is. Good place to start with this type of reading text would be 10 point. See this here? Click the bottom arrow. I'm at 12. Okay, 10 point. This is the default of 12. I want 13. I like more leading than most people put in. Personally, it makes it easier for me to read. And I judge a lot of things by how I read and what makes it easier for me to read, okay? So with this selected, I am now going to go to where I want to go to columns here. All right. I just clicked on, instead of the A, the character formatting, I clicked on the paragraph formatting, okay? And you see you get a different, totally different readout on the control bar. Okay, so this is what I want here. There, I want 3 columns. Curious to know if it did 3 columns in here, which I don't really want. Let's fix that later on, okay? Now, okay, so this is all pretty good. You'll remember that in between these lines is where the fold is. And that looks pretty good, and that looks pretty good. So I think we're okay, all right, as far as the fold goes. All right. Some problems here with what's going on, but it doesn't matter right now. Okay. What I'm going to do now is put in some photos. Okay. Go to your rectangle frame. I'm going to put one little one here. Now, actually, you know what? I'm going to put some down here first, and I'm just going to bring in one for here. Okay, so let me just do this for here. Click. And I'm just going to do, that. I'm just going to use this blue line as my guide. Blue line to blue line. Oops, no. I'm going to do one more here. There we go. Okay. Now I have laid this out, so I do know what I want in here. So let's now go to the selection tool. Click. Command D to place. And here are mine. Okay, so wander throughs on type. Barrel cactus is what I want to put here. So this is going to be a South African spiral aloe. All right, cool. Okay, let's go up to object, fitting, fill proportionately. Now, if that isn't cool, I don't know what. Isn't that a cool succulent? Okay, Command D. Let's go Duquia succulent from Brazil. Open. All right, isn't that crazy? There it is. Again, the donut, that's your photograph. The blue line on the outside, that's the frame of your photo. I know this takes a little bit of while for it to sink in, but once you get that down, it's a lot easier to work, okay? So I'm going to position this a little differently. I'm going to do it just a little bit further down. I like to see this area there. Okay, last one, Command D for place. And I'm going to do blossoming saguaro. Click. If that isn't beautiful, I don't know what is. But you know what? I think the saguaro needs. And by the way, these are saguaro cactuses up here from Arizona. I want to switch these to Command D. Blossoming saguaro. It just the balance doesn't seem quite right. Command D. That was the Duquia succulent from Brazil. There we go. Click. There we go. There. I like that better. Again, I may change my mind, but for now that looks good. Command D again. I am going to choose the barrel cactus. Okay. Open. And it's on a little holder. And I'm going to place it right here. See, if you don't make a box for it, it'll make it like a little holder, like your text. Okay, I want it small, so I'm going to hold the well. I don't even have to hold the shift key down. I am going to do this. Now, do I want it horizontal or vertical? Everything is horizontal, so I might be overdoing the horizontal stuff. So let's do a vertical. Okay. Click on it. Go over here. You see this right here? This is the wraparound. A wrap around the box. So click on it, and it pushes the text away. Now, it didn't here. What you can do is just click on the blue box and just, oops, it's not the blue box. Oh, I see what it is right here. Okay, let me just move this over. There we go. There's a photo there. Okay, now the blue box again. There it is. There's no photo here. I was pulling the photo out that was in the blue box. So that looks good, I think. Let's see if I accidentally, yeah, I accidentally squished it a little bit. So you gotta watch that. All right. So look at this around here. Okay, let's look at this. This needs to be fixed, but keep doing this. Keep going to preview. Okay, that's looking pretty good. This is a little bit too tight. I want to lift this up a little bit. I have to say, I want to see more of that color that's down there. So I'm changing my mind a little bit, and let's go here. Okay. I want to see some more here, okay? And this needs a little bit of fixing here too. There we go. Little bit of white there. So, okay, I'm going to go up here and I'm going to use my normal. All right, I'm going to click here in the middle of the ruler, and I'm at 8. Now I'm going to go 7, half, 7 3/4. I'm going to pull all these up. Now, if you're watching this, I really like you to be critical. I like my students to be critical. I mean, look at this and go, well, is he doing the right thing? I mean, this bled off the top. Maybe you should do the same thing with the bottom. I don't think so, because it's if you get things that are too similar, that's the weird thing with design. You have to uh, get this good feeling of things working, but if it doesn't, if it looks too similar, it's going to start looking monotonous. Okay, so let's start playing with or finishing off the type here. All right, let's do here a looks like there's a paragraph here. Okay, um, now I want to pull this down a little bit. I want another line of type. That doesn't look too bad. Let's do another. I'm just making this up. If you got real text, there would be specific breaks that you couldn't do this to. Okay, now I have this here. Let's finish this off. This I want to just make a type box, and I am going to I don't know if I even need this. And you can see here there's extra type here. Doesn't matter, I'm just laying this out. Command C for copy, and then Command D. Okay, so I am going to get rid of this, delete, and I'm going to move this up. All right, let's pull this down. All right. Now, when you're actually working on a project, you can talk to the writer, you can talk to the photographer, you can actually ask, do you have any other different photographs? I mean, if you're working with a photographer, you're getting stock photos, it's different. But make sure the client approves all your photos before you start laying them out, because if they start saying, no, don't like that one, no, don't like that one, no, I mean, it gets a little annoying. So make sure they agree on everything. Now, I did find a really cool photograph here, which actually resembles the logo here, which I really think is cool. Now, this is what I have. I'm going to go to what I actually finished this morning, and this is what I did. And here we go, front, back, and then this would be panel 4. Here's that photograph that I found. Isn't that cool? This was from Unsplash, and it kind of resembles my logo. So that was just luck of the draw. I think this is empty space here. I think anybody that would want a brochure would want some extra copy or something. So that might need to be adjusted. And this is the end of this. So wander through 3 ecosystems of exotic cacti and succulents. There's this. This is all filled out. And underneath here, this would say, you know, blossoming saguaro cactus, and something and spiral succulent, right? So that's all that stuff. So this is all ready to go, and what I'm going to do now is prepare this for the printer. Let's go back to normal. See how difficult it is to look at it with all this stuff on it? You have to keep going back and forth. You need the lines, you need the guides, but you need to go back and forth. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to do Command S for a save. I'm going to look down here. Let me pull this up so you can see. This says no errors. That's what you want, no errors. If I had a photograph here that was missing, it doesn't matter which it was, like this one, you would go to links. See this? And there would be a big red question mark that you would have to double click on and find this. Realize that if you change the name of a photograph, if you even change the location and put it in another folder, this app will not be able to find it. Do you see these little links here? That literally means it's linked. All of this is linked. So when you do send this to the printer, you need to send all these photos also in a folder, one folder. Once the printer gets it, he will relink one, and all the other ones will be found. Okay, so let's get going here. InDesign, File, There's a couple ways to do this. I do this by the Adobe presets, PDF presets. I'm going to save a print quality PDF. So I'm going to go here. You always ask your printer, which one of these do you want? And a lot of times they'll say high quality or press quality. Some may say one of these, okay? So if you're sending it just to me, you might want its smallest file size, all right? Press quality, okay? Brochure, now if you're sending it to me, or if I was sending it to my instructor, it'd be Jerry dash brochure psdg 2. Not sure what the 2 is for, but it doesn't matter. There's 2 pages. I am going to save it here in the psdg brochure. That's where it's going to go. All right, so let's save. All right, here we go. This is important stuff, guys. So press quality, that's what I want. Acrobat, always do the most recent. And this is 8, 9. Next year, probably be 10, 10, 11. All right, so let's go through this. All pages, yes, there's 2. You can ignore that. Visible, okay, you can kind of ignore all this stuff. Now go to marks and bleeds. Okay, what you want is all printers marks, and you want to use document bleed settings. You put, and in this case, I put a bleed on here. Remember that little 1/8 of an inch? So just do that. Okay? Now let's export. See if I did this right. Takes a little while. It should be in here. Here it is. Oh, there it is. Okay, Jerry Brochure, double click. And here we are. Okay. You know if you've done this right, if you have these are crop and tick marks, if you have a double set here. All right. And then there's this. All of this does seem like it's a lot of work, and quite frankly, it is. I'm going to be starting a freelance job. I call it freelance, even though it's my business. I'm going to be starting a job pretty soon. That's about 24 to 36 pages long. It's going to be a lot of work, but these jobs are challenging, they're engaging, they're fun, and quite frankly, once you get to a certain level, people rely on you, and they pay you quite well for your efforts. Again, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of approvals with photographs and layouts and that type of thing. But once you actually see the printed piece cut and folded, it feels really good. It's a good experience. That's it.